What's going on, traders? It's been a while since I've made a video. I just don't have a lot of time to spend making content for YouTube and so forth. My days are busy working with traders, trading, and family. So I just don't have a whole lot of time for it. I'm not a promoter. I'm not a salesman. I don't really care what happens, to be honest with you. I just enjoy working with traders, and that's why I do it. So let me kind of go through something real quick. The reason I'm making this video right now is there's all this noise on Twitter about, Tesla and, the hype behind it. And I mean, we were long Tesla from 320. And I'm not here to brag about Tesla. I'm here to show you that if you're not making money in this market, I want to show you something. I'm going to give you a couple of things here. And even if you are making money, I want to show you something for your toolbox, okay? Just because Tesla's on a big move, it doesn't matter. You don't have to chase that stuff. You can trade something like SPX, and you can see every single day that we get these kind of moves, okay? Options on SPX is incredible compared to anything else. And Tesla is just, it had a nice run, and it's for the first time it's trading and given the kind of returns that you can get on SPX every day, but you're paying 300 times the premium than what you pay on SPX. So no doubt about it, Tesla's on a big move, but if you're not a seasoned trader, you don't have defined setups and rules around them and absolute constant discipline in your system, I wouldn't touch it. And I highly recommend everybody in my room to stay away from it. Unless they've been trading with me in the Masters or whatever, and they're up for it. They have their own system. The newer people, I'm always, I'm voting against it. I'm recommending against it. Anyway, here's the pro traders, some of the stuff. I just wanted to show you here a couple of things. We meet every day. We meet every morning. We meet every day after the market. I trade my screen while I'm trading in the morning for 10 in the morning. I talk through every single trade. We meet in the morning pre-market for 30 minutes. People bring their plans. We help them go through it. I help them go through it. I look at stuff. I've created an incredibly powerful model, and you're going to get to see some of that works. It's very, very high probability trades. And then one of the things what I'm fixing to point out here, like with the pro traders, is time and price, how important they are working together. If you don't understand volume profile, there's so much here on it. How I find big money footprints with options, some things, do's and don'ts with option spreads, how to trade gaps. You can use option OIM footprints to trade gaps and get really good targets. I mean, much better with gaps. Long options pre-earnings, neutral strategies pre-earnings, and where's the best time and price. This is some of the video content in Pro Trader, but really what you're going to get in Pro Trader, you don't get anywhere else. We meet every morning. Everything's recorded and it's posted. We meet every night. We talk about the good and the bad and the ugly, okay? And then we meet every Saturday. These are a couple hours long, some of these. The content that you're going to get here, it's just, you just have to see it to believe it. You're going to get to hear other traders' struggles and the psychology behind it and how we work to get what I recommend to fix it and what they did to fix it and how it worked for them. And just these things alone are incredibly powerful, okay? But I'm here tonight mostly to share with you a little something here on the week ahead. This is something I posted last week. The people in the pro trade, the reason I'm kind of bringing up the pro traders because it's part of this video. I want to show you, so you can see, I'm not just editing a video, right? We're going to bring this up, and this is week 6. Every week I post, week 5, week 4, I post a video on Saturday, on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday, with some plans, and that's what we're going to look at here. Okay, I just posted this one, and what you're going to see me do here with turning on things, and I'll stop it in the moment and show you, okay, that I'm also a programmer. I write easy language code. I share much of this, okay? So I've built this model that calculates incredibly accurate moves on any ticker. It works. I designed it for SPX. It works with SPX, ES, and SPY. The 3 of those work together. I don't ever look at one without looking at the other. The model calculations work on those so well. I designed it for that. That's what I built it for. And then I put it on stocks and figured out how well it works even on stocks. But it works so well on ES and SPX. This is what I do every week. I do a market evaluation, and then I talk about some really good swing trades, and I talk about both sides, long and short. I don't ever take a trade unless I have a plan for both sides. And if the risk reward isn't there on both sides, I don't take the trade. That's one of the things you would get from me. So anyway, as we go through this and watch this for just a minute, and then I'm going to go to the part that I wanted to show you. And I think there's going to be some really good things in there. There's going to be some lessons in here. There's going to be some stuff for the gold miners that are paying attention. They're going to get, you know, some ideas. That'll get you thinking. There's so much in this. But I want to show at the very beginning here, and then I'm hushed, and I'll show you why, what I'm talking about. All right, I'll talk about this next following week ahead here and kind of how things played out this week. SPX, nice fade on Friday. The writing was on the wall on Thursday, really. I mean, we're already starting to see the signs. Even though we broke back over here, we just couldn't get that calculated level, right? I mean, we just couldn't hit it. Now, these are going to be this week's calculations. These are going to be this week's calculations, but they're only $1 off because, all right, I'm going to stop you right there. Stop right there for a second, okay? These are model calculations. These are the calculations that I calculate where this thing's going to go. All of this done is automated. It's all written in easy language. It's the pro traders, I share it with these guys, okay? You don't even have to draw the lines on your charts anymore. Wherever price is, it's drawing these lines in between, okay? And it's drawing them in between the model calculations. So you have some really, really good levels to trade off of, including I do some really good technical analysis as well. But all the candles that are built, all the candles that are made, they're made based on this type of model. Institutions trade around this type of model. And I've proven it over the last couple of years. It's an incredible edge. But if you're with me here in the Pro Trader, you get it all. That's all part of the package. You get all of this automation for free. This is the way we closed. They're only $1 difference. So this was at 92 last week, 64, so forth. So they're only $1 difference because of the way that it closed down. Anyway, writing was pretty much on the wall. This is where I took the puts while we were in the meeting. I've talked through, you know, in the Pro Trader meeting, after hours recap meeting. At the close, we do them on 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock Eastern time on Thursdays. I talked through it. I took the puts here. Okay, so we were in the meeting Thursday, going into the close, 12 minutes after the close. And yes, you can trade options on SPX for 15 minutes after the close. I traded SPX. I bought the puts for 57 cents. Why did I do that? Well, I want to say, I mean, for the detectives, there's a lot you can pull out of this without me explaining it to you. I'm going to say to the rest of you, I'm going to say join. If you're not making money in this market, join the Pro Trader and let me show you how to trade with an edge. Okay? Let me show you. Now, I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to go through all this. I bought these puts with live in there. Okay? As I'm talking to the members, I'm saying, look, I'm buying these puts. Here's why I'm buying these puts. I explained in detail. So the next morning, you know, we did break it. I sold the puts here. And I talk about that. Why did I do that? Because I rolled up. I didn't know what it was going to do until it did it. And so I rolled up. I picked other strikes. And I milked this sucker for all it was worth. And how did I do that? Because I follow my system. Now, I'm going to come up here. I'm just going to kind of go through this a little bit. I do model. It's the first time since October we've done this. I do think we'll probably bounce. This is the nice dip buy for the bots and the institutions here. So, you know, I would love, like, if I could just get whatever I wanted here, I would love to see a bounce back up. It would work really nice for the trend line. It works really nice for the model calculations. Everything about it would be beautiful. So a nice little bounce day on Monday up into 3260 area here, 3263. Reject for the continuation to the downside. Okay, so that's about all I'm going to say about this. Now, my members have been trained to know when this price opens, when it opens over this calculated level and it doesn't break down below it, get long. If it's under the calculated level when it opens and it can't break over, it gets short. This was a beautiful long today. Okay, now today is Monday. Today, this thing ripped to where? Oh man, you got to look, you got to pull that chart up just to even see what I'm talking about. It not only it hit the calculation, it just popped over it just a little bit. What a beautiful long. $30 today on this. Option contracts moving $15. Some option contracts moving from, you know, $1 to $4. You know, you just have to pull up the contracts and take a look. Don't take my word for it. Pull up the contracts and take a look. But just an at the money contract moved about $20 in that move. Okay, if you picked up the 35s right here, they moved about $20 in there. One contract. You know, one contract is $2,000. Okay. So it's a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker. I trade this every single day. This is what I spend my time on. This is what I spent my time mastering in the last 2 years. I know you've seen my stuff. If you're watching this, you've probably seen my prior stuff. I traded Netflix. 80% of my gains were in Netflix, you know, in 17 or 18. 80% of my gains were in Netflix. That's all I did was trade Netflix for part of 17 and all of 2018. That's all I did was trade Netflix. Now, I traded other tickers when there was catalysts and things like that. But I can tell you what Netflix is going to do. You know, 9 days out of 10, I can tell you when it acts like this, it's going to do this. And when it acts like that, it's going to do this. The odds are it's going to do this. It's going to do that. Because I trade the same thing, everything. I don't chase squirrels. I don't run around and look at this and look at that. And oh my gosh, this is moving and that's moving and this is moving and that's moving. I trade SPX every day, options, and I make bank on it. I have a list of tickers that I can trade around that, another 8 or so, 10, 12 tickers that I have on my watch list that I always know what's going on with them. But when they have, I know which ones move best on analyst upgrades. I know which ones move best on what types of catalysts. When we get those catalysts, BABA sells anytime they start treating about Trump, you know, trade wars. BABA is the stock to be in. That's when you'll see me trade BABA. I've been in BYND. I traded it from 110 to 130. I traded it. I know what day to trade it. I got out. It's a good short now, all the way back to, you know, the 110 area or whatever, 104 area. We're looking at that now. Roku, been short all the way back. I'm looking for the, you know, a target, calculated area target. Right? So that's what you're going to get in here. That's how I trade. Trade on these calculated areas. I trade around my model and I trade around my system. That's it. I take trades when my system gives me a trigger. I take trades. When my system gives me an exit trigger, I take it off. Everything I do is following a system. I'm as systematic as possible. Doesn't mean I'm not human, but I'm systematic as possible. I do make mistakes. I have red trades, absolutely. And you know what? I come into the meeting, the recap meeting with the pro traders, and I talk about it. When I have days that I'm just outside and I'm on tilt, I'm just outside of my normal trading and I'm emotional for some reason, or I did something stupid, made a poor decision right out the gate. I'm still human. It happens every once in a while. Most of the time, I'm patient. I sit and I just wait for my entries. No trigger, no trade. But every once in a while, you know, I still have moments where I do things like that. But you know what? I talk about it every single day in the Pro Trader. You get the benefit of that. So I use my model calculations. I use volume profile. I use these moving averages with the way they trade around the model. I use options, option chains, volume over open interest. I use so much. You can't. These are the tools that I use to find out where big money is going. Big money cannot hide their footprints. They use dark pools to hide their footprints on the tape. They don't print to the consolidated tape till after hours, things like that. But there's other things that they can't hide, at least not yet. So my job is to find their footprint, and I do it very well. And I share it with these guys in here. All right, so that's really what I wanted to show. Is what I'm talking about is I was looking for the pop back to here. If I could get exactly what I wanted, what would it be? Here. And I'm expecting new lows. That's exactly how I traded it today. I am short. I'm looking for new lows. What's going to break that? Well, if we can't get below this 35 and it holds below that, we might consolidate in here for a while. What happens after that? I'm not really interested in this thing long. I think the money's on the short side until we get back over and close daily over 63 and hold it. Then I'll be interested in getting back in the long. This thing could very well break new highs if it can do that. Until it does that, I'm looking at nothing but short. This is the first time that we've had the trading outside of these model calculations here. It's the first time we've seen this since October. Okay, and that means a lot to me. If you don't understand any of that or whatever, come see me. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Peace.